My name is Mike Dimin. In October of this year, I'm going to be relaunching my website, michaeldimin.com. Why? Well, it goes back to 2003. I was teaching at the National Summer Guitar Workshop. One morning I woke up and I had this vision, this epiphany, a revelation about the fretboard. The whole fretboard had opened up to me like it had never done before. Now here I was teaching at one of the most prestigious guitar schools in the country. I had written numerous books, articles for magazines, websites, on, and here I was feeling like a beginner because this new concept, this new idea of the fretboard changed everything. And so what I did is I wrote it down. I wrote it into this book called The Core Method, and this is the book that I use with my private students. And I'm going to be making it available to you through video lessons come October 2017 at michaeldimin.com. There are 4 reasons why you should visit michaeldimin.com. First of all, the method, and let me talk just briefly about the method. The method is in 2 parts. The first part, the core, gives you that familiarity and fluency in the fretboard, a familiarity and fluency you've never had before. The second part of the book is the modules, and this allows you to tailor your learning to your style. So whether you're, whether you need to work on soloing, whether you need to work on just developing really cool, innovative bass lines, that's part of it. Whether it's, you want to be more efficient bass player, you want to be play with speed and efficiency. You have songs that are really difficult and they have multiple keys and you need to be able to get through those. All these things are included in modules that you can tailor to your learning. What else about the core method is so good? Well, because it's a concept, it has no borders. So you rock to reggae, jazz to blues, they all work. And so we're not, we'll get into some specifics, maybe some specific style things for certain styles of music, but the concept works for everything. And think about it just for a minute. If you could play anything, any key, anywhere on your fretboard, how valuable you would be. Think about how in demand a player you would be if you had that kind of versatility. And that's what the core method provides for you. The second reason that you should visit this website is the teacher. Now, as I said, I've taught at the National Summer Guitar Workshop. I've taught at Gerald Veasley's Bass Boot Camp. I was an original Ask the Pro at talkbass.com. I've written for Mel Bay and many other things. But what you might not know, I've also taught in the classroom for 25 years. I've worked with vulnerable and at-risk high school students, teaching them music. So I understand the learning styles. I understand kinesthetic learners. I understand visual learners. I understand auditory learners. I understand that, and all my lessons are promoted for that. So no matter what kind of learning style you are, you will get something from this. The third part that you should really look at is the lessons themselves. All will be video. As you can see, we're using a 2-camera shoot here with a slightly wrinkled backdrop. Each lesson will be short, 4 or 5 minutes at the most. That gives you a chance to really digest each lesson before moving on. Probably the coolest thing, though, is that we're going to be using Sound Slice technology. And if you go to soundslice.com, you'll get a sense of it. It's not here, but it will be on the website in October. Sound Slice technology, as you see the video, you will also be able to see the notation, the tablature, and the fretboard moving along with the video. You can loop sections, you can slow down, you can move back. All these things are available through Sound Slice technology. And that's probably the coolest part of this lesson. The fourth, and probably the most important thing, is the price. It's going to be free. Free to you. Now, you guys who know me say, hey, Dimin, you never give anything away. Why would you be giving this away? Well, I'm not. I'm going to ask you to do something in return for me. I'm going to ask you to visit my sponsors. My sponsors are people who have great services, great products, great people. These are companies that I have dealt with, and I have dealt with, or I'm currently dealing with, and companies that I would recommend to you. So you visit them, and that's your payment. So let me give you a quick example of the core method. So down here, this is where most bass players earn their living, right? We call this the money position. Well, what if I could tell you I could play in all 12 keys right down here? No problem. Now, let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to go through a bunch of the keys, and hopefully I get it right. So here's the key of C, right? So I'm going to play all the notes in the key of C. There's C. How about C sharp? How about D? E flat or D sharp. E natural. F. F sharp. G. G sharp or A flat. A natural. B flat. B natural. And C. Now imagine if you could do that here, every key, and here, and here, and here, and you can. The core method will allow you to do that. Now, in the next little teaser video, I'm going to do some musical examples using the core method so you can get a sense of how you can open up the fretboard and therefore open up your creativity and make you a more in-demand bass player. Thanks for your time. Much appreciated.